I'm going to tell you something most dating advice won't. There is no guaranteed way to make a woman like you on a first date. Anyone who promises that is selling something. But here's what is true. There are ways to dramatically increase your odds. Ways to avoid the mistakes that kill attraction before it ever has a chance to form. And ways to understand what's actually happening in modern dating so you stop wasting time on approaches that no longer work. Today, we're going deep into the psychology of first dates. What changed? Why the old advice fails? And what actually creates genuine connection in a dating world that looks nothing like the one your parents navigated? Let's start with an uncomfortable truth. The rules your father learned don't apply anymore. A generation ago, dating was simpler. Not easier, but simpler. There were clearer expectations, defined roles, a shared understanding of how courtship worked. If a man had a job, treated a woman well, and showed genuine interest, he had a reasonable chance. Today, those same qualities are baseline. Having a job doesn't make you attractive, it makes you functional. Treating her well doesn't create attraction, it's expected. Showing strong interest can actually hurt you if it comes across as pressure or neediness. So what changed? Everything. Dating apps created infinite options, which created infinite comparison. Social media created highlight reels that make real people feel underwhelming. Cultural shifts reframed masculine confidence as potential threat instead of attraction. You can do everything right and still get ghosted because she matched with someone more exciting while you were in the bathroom. Your competition isn't just other men she knows. It's everyone within a 50-mile radius. Here's the first paradox you need to understand. The traits that biologically create attraction are often the same traits that culturally get criticized. Confidence, decisiveness, leadership, presence. Evolution wired these traits into human attraction long before modern culture existed. But culture reframed them. Confidence becomes arrogance. Decisiveness becomes controlling. Leadership becomes dominance. Persistence becomes not respecting boundaries. So men feel trapped, display attractive traits, and risk being labeled problematic. Or suppress them and wonder why there's no spark. The truth is more nuanced. It's not about abandoning masculinity. It's about expressing it without insecurity. Real confidence feels different than performed confidence. Leadership offered as an invitation feels different than control imposed. The men who succeed today are the ones who express strength without trying to prove it. There's a quiet war happening inside most people you'll date. On one side, millions of years of evolutionary programming, unconscious attraction triggers. On the other side, modern social conditioning, what people think they should want. These two layers often contradict each other. She might say she wants emotional openness, but lose interest when it shows up too early. She might say she values stability, but light up when you talk about adventure. This isn't hypocrisy. It's human psychology. People don't always understand their own attraction patterns. So don't take stated preferences as absolute truth. Watch behavior, not just words. Energy never lies. Modern dating has one major problem previous generations didn't face at this scale. Confusion. Too many options. Too many narratives. Too much comparison. People aren't choosing partners, they're browsing possibilities. Some people go on dates not to connect, but to be entertained. To feel validated. To keep options open. When you're on a date with a browser instead of a chooser, nothing you do will work. That's not failure. That's information. Every man faces the same dilemma on a first date. How assertive should I be? Too much, you're pushy. Too little, you're forgettable. Here's the truth. There is no perfect calibration. What feels confident to one woman feels overwhelming to another. So stop trying to optimize for everyone. Be your natural self at your best. The goal isn't universal appeal. It's alignment. Here's something most people won't admit. Honesty is often punished early in dating. The honest man loses to the man who embellishes. The grounded man loses to the man who projects certainty. The real man loses to the highlight reel. The system rewards performance. So people adapt. But here's the trade-off. Performance gets attention faster. Honesty builds foundations that last. You get to choose which difficulty you want. Easy now, hard later. Or hard now, easy later. What actually works on a first date? First, presence. Not performing. Not scripting. Being engaged. Second, genuine curiosity. Not interview questions, real interest. Third, leadership without domination. Make suggestions. Have opinions.
Decide.
Fourth, comfort with silence. Confidence doesn't rush to fill space. Fifth, romantic tension. Light teasing. Eye contact. Playful disagreement. A date should feel different from a friendly interview. What actually works on a first date? First, presence. Not performing. Not scripting. Being engaged. Second, genuine curiosity. Not interview questions, real interest. Third, leadership without domination. Make suggestions. Have opinions.
Decide.
Fourth, comfort with silence. Confidence doesn't rush to fill space. Fifth, romantic tension. Light teasing. Eye contact. Playful disagreement. A date should feel different from a friendly interview. What actually works on a first date? First, presence. Not performing. Not scripting. Being engaged. Second, genuine curiosity. Not interview questions, real interest. Third, leadership without domination. Make suggestions. Have opinions.
Decide.
Fourth, comfort with silence. Confidence doesn't rush to fill space. Fifth, romantic tension. Light teasing. Eye contact. Playful disagreement. A date should feel different from a friendly interview. Here's the mindset that changes everything. Stop trying to be chosen. Start choosing. When you audition, you lose power. When you evaluate, you relax. You're not there to win approval. You're there to assess compatibility. And, ironically, that's more attractive. Scarcity creates desperation. Abundance creates calm. This isn't about playing games. It's about not making one person your entire emotional future. When you have options, you show up better. Confidence increases. Pressure drops. Attraction rises. The wrong question is, how do I make her like me? The right question is, how do I show up authentically and find someone who responds to that? You can't force attraction. You can only reveal yourself and filter. Some women won't respond to who you are. That's not failure. That's clarity. Stop trying to hack attraction. Start becoming someone attractive by default. Build a life you respect. Develop real confidence from real effort. Show up present, grounded, and selective. A confident man with average tactics will always outperform an insecure man with perfect tactics. Be that man. The rest follows. There's something important most men don't realize about first dates. Attraction doesn't come from doing everything right. It comes from how you make someone feel while being yourself. And that's uncomfortable to hear, because it means you don't fully control the outcome. Men want formulas.
Say this.
Don't say that.
Sit like this.
Text after exactly 24 hours. But attraction doesn't work like a machine. It works like a signal. Either it resonates, or it doesn't. One of the biggest mistakes men make on first dates is trying to manage perception. They monitor everything they say. They filter their opinions. They suppress disagreement. They try to appear perfectly aligned. What they don't realize is that agreement is boring. When you agree with everything, you disappear. A woman doesn't feel like she's meeting someone. She feels like she's looking at a mirror that keeps nodding.
Polite.
Pleasant. Forgettable. Connection doesn't come from sameness. It comes from contrast. Not conflict, contrast. Having your own thoughts, your own experiences, your own edges. Masculine presence isn't about dominance. It's about groundedness. It's the ability to stay calm when the conversation slows, to hold eye contact without rushing, to sit in silence without panic. Men who rush conversation usually aren't boring, they're anxious. And anxiety is contagious. If you're uncomfortable, she feels it. If you're relaxed, she relaxes. Presence communicates safety and confidence without a single word. Here's a hard truth. Trying too hard to make someone like you is the fastest way to make them unsure about you.
Why?
because it signals that you don't fully trust your own value. When you're constantly adjusting, performing, pleasing, you're subconsciously saying, I need your approval. And neediness kills attraction faster than any awkward silence ever could. Attraction grows when someone feels they are discovering you, not when they feel you're presenting a finished product begging for validation. Another common mistake is emotional oversharing too early. Men are told, be emotionally open. Share your feelings. Good advice at the wrong time. Emotional openness requires context and pacing. Sharing trauma, deep insecurities, or unresolved pain on a first date doesn't build intimacy. It builds emotional pressure. She doesn't know you yet. She hasn't earned that level of access. Depth feels meaningful only when it unfolds naturally. Mystery isn't about hiding. It's about timing. Most first date rejections have nothing to do with you. They come from confusion,
Fear.
timing, comparison, emotional unavailability. A woman might enjoy the date and still walk away, not because you failed, but because she isn't ready, clear, or capable of choosing. That's not something charm can fix. Stop turning neutral outcomes into personal judgments. Sometimes no spark just means not aligned right now. Instead of asking yourself, did she like me? Ask this. How did I feel being with her? Did you feel relaxed? Did conversation flow naturally? Did you feel respected and curious? Or did you feel tense, careful, unsure? Your body often knows compatibility before your mind does. Attraction should feel mutual, not like work. Many men don't want connection. They want confirmation. Confirmation that they're attractive. Confirmation that they're enough. Confirmation that they're chosen. But when validation is the goal, connection becomes impossible. Because you're not meeting her. You're negotiating with your insecurity. The moment you stop needing the outcome, you become more attractive. Not because of a trick, but because freedom is attractive. Masculinity that works in modern dating is calm, not reactive. Decisive, not controlling. Confident, not performative. Curious, not interrogative. Selective, not desperate. It's quiet. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't seek permission to exist. It simply is. Here's the final reframe that changes everything. A first date is not a test. It's a sample. A small glimpse into what being together might feel like. If it feels forced, confusing, or draining, that's information. If it feels light, curious, grounded, that's information too. Trust that data. You don't win dating by becoming perfect. You win by becoming real.
Clear.
Grounded.
Present.
Stop chasing attraction.
Start embodying it.
The right women won't need convincing. They'll feel it. And when that happens, everything gets simpler.